Well, that was a wee bit dramatic, wasn't it? Love Island All Stars, Sunday the 26th of January, and there's a lot to unwrap from last night's episode. A lot of conflicting feelings. It was a lot. Ronnie asked Ron if he fancied Harriet, and it wasn't even just the fact that he said no, it was the way he said it. It was like, no, and they were laughing. And Luca was not amused whatsoever. I think that he felt bad because he's with Grace and her and Grace are really good friends, but also I think he wasn't happy at the fact that they were laughing about it. This is where my feelings get a bit conflicted, because I don't think that Luca was in the wrong for telling Grace, but as we know from last season, Grace can't keep her fucking mouth shut. So I don't even know why he bothered telling her, and I know that he didn't want Harriet to get her feelings hurt, but he knew fine well that she was going to go and fucking blab her mouth off as usual. I don't think that Luca done anything wrong by telling Grace, because I'm all about, I just tell my partner everything, whether they want to know or not, but I just don't agree with the fact that she told Harriet. I know she didn't want her to waste her time or whatever, but she just rubs me up the wrong way. When Harriet was speaking to Luca and Grace, they couldn't have been any more obvious, and she's like, why are you being weird? They're like, oh, we're not. Come on to fuck. So Grace told Harriet that Ron doesn't fancy her, and she's like, I don't care, and I genuinely don't think she does care, because I think that her and Ronnie are still together in real life, and this is just a whole ploy for them to win. So she pulled Ron to the side and she says that she doesn't care that he doesn't fancy her, but she just wanted to give things a chance, and she wasn't happy about the fact that he said that to her ex, which is understandable. One of the things that's confusing me the most is that since she's came in, I haven't said one negative thing about Harriet, and last year I fucking detested her. So that's what's making me really think that her and Ronnie are still together, and that this is just a plan to win, because last year she was greeting, she was just a fucking snidey bitch, I hated her, and now she's done a total 180 all of a sudden. There's something not right. But like, even in this episode, I was like, oh, that's nice, she's talking to Elma, like the way she's speaking to Ron, she's nice and calm, she's speaking to Ronnie calm, like totally different from the way she was before. But I actually do like her. It's fucking bizarre. When Ronnie and Harriet were up on the terrace chatting and he was trying to talk about his feelings and stuff, whether he was being genuine or whether he was just talking pure shit to win the money, Elma was downstairs listening, and she was pulling all these faces and like repeating stuff that they were saying, and she had spoke to Harriet, and she's like, oh, I would never blame you, blah blah blah. But then when Harriet was saying stuff to him like, last summer I only wanted you and I want you and all that, and she's like, oh, she only wanted him, like kinda ripping the piss. And I know she's hot, right, but I wasn't liking that at all. Then when they were doing the Vegas night, and I don't really mean to stick up for Ronnie here, but when they says, tell Harriet how you feel, and he says, I love you, and I'm sorry I've hurt you or whatever, and she again is just like, shut up, you stupid prick. Now actually, I think that that's made her look even worse. There's certain times where you want to react, but you just shouldn't react because it makes you look like a dick, and now she's just making herself look like a total fucking dick. Scott was telling the boys that he's confused about him and Tina, because he knows that she really likes him, but he's not really feeling it, or he really likes her, but he's just not in the same place that she is. So we all know that Luca likes Tina, but I think that the rest of the boys as well are like, well, why is he acting as if he's into her? He's like sending in mixed signals. Because when it was time for the Vegas night, Tina came out and her and Scott were kissing, and the boys were like, oh, I thought you weren't going to be like huggy and kissy. It wasn't only Luca that said that, so I feel as if they're on his side, but they're also concerned for her feelings, and I think like most of them fancy her as well. Now listen, I love a bit of drama, but I don't understand people's reactions during these games. Like, I'm the sort of person who, if I was playing a game like this, and it says like, who's the bitchiest person, who's the most annoying or whatever, 90% of the stuff I would just be like, alright, cool. Because when you react, that is showing that that's giving them what they want. Casey was asked to kiss the person on the cheek that he thought wasn't being honest or wasn't being genuine or like whatever it was, I can't remember, and he kissed Ron's cheek, and then he just was like, alright, well, everything that I do, like I try and be true or whatever it was, and he was totally chill about it. Scott was there to kiss the girl that he fancied other than Tina, and he picked Grace. Now this has obviously rubbed Luke up the wrong way, because he's now thinking, well, if he's not interested in Tina now, he might be going for Grace. But as far as I remember, Luca also fancies Tina, and at the start he fancied Gabby, but I don't know if that ship sailed now. Ron had to kiss the bitchiest islander, and he kissed Ekin-Su. Now, I would agree that she is the bitchiest islander, but the way she reacted made it a million times worse. His reason was perfectly valid when he was talking about her standing up and saying, oh, you did do this and did do that when she wasn't even in the house. And she's like, well, I'm backing up my girls, babe, or whatever it was that she said. But the thing is, I'm all about backing up my girls. But when your girls are in the wrong, or when you're lying blatantly, then that's a different story. She was literally shouting to Ronnie, oh, you did this at the fire pit, blah, blah, blah. And that didn't even happen. And she was just speaking for the sake of speaking. Then when Scott said, oh, he picked the wrong girl, meaning, oh, she's obviously going to, like, go mental, proving once again that she is the bitchiest islander. She can't take any criticism whatsoever. Honestly, Curtis is fucking way too good for her. Grace was asked who she would fancy if she wasn't with Luca, and she picked Casey. But I don't know if she only said Casey because she didn't want to say Scott because there was already some tensions between the two of them, and she didn't want them to just kick fuck out each other. They asked Naz who he fancied the most, and he chose Elma. I hope they two get paired up. Fucking get that boy a date, man. He's hardly even in the show. Now, this isn't even really related to last night's show, but she was talking to that new bombshell whose name is escaping me right now. But she was talking to him, and I remembered a video that I seen on TikTok yesterday, the richest islanders. And when the people are going in there, I'm like that, oh, they're only in there for money. But then the video that I watched showed you the amount of money that they get for like Instagram posts and stuff, and she gets something like $5,000 per post. Gabby gets like $5,000 or more per post because she's got some fitness app. Ekin-Su gets like $7,000. So it's not as if these people are skint. Some of them are absolutely loaded. One of the things that I love about reality TV is that it should be just like your run-of-the-mill people, which is why I love Big Brother so much. And I never watched The Only Way is Essex and all that, even though that's scripted reality. But I don't really want to watch people... Not that I don't like watching people with money, because I used to watch The Kardashians, and I used to watch Kimora Lee Simmons and that. But when I watch shows like this, I want it to be people who are relatable. And after seeing that video, I thought, none of these people are really relatable. Anyway, I went on a tangent there, sorry. So last night, I can't remember, you can let me know in the comments if you remember, but Scott got a question and he aimed it towards Luca and Grace as if like he had something to tell Grace about Luca, and he's like, oh, I'll not say anything, like a pure snidey remark. So Luca was obviously raging, and he's like, if you've got something to say it. And he's like, no, I'm trying to be your mate, I'm trying to be your mate. But what he's doing is clearly planting the seed in Grace's head, as if Luca has said something negative about Grace, which he's not. If he has, we've not seen it. So Luca was obviously raging, and then he said something to Scott, and Scott... I couldn't stop laughing. He turned around to Luca and he went, who are you talking to? And he came forward like as if he was going to try and fight with him. And I was pissing myself because I thought, Scott, nobody's fair to you. Sit down and stop fucking embarrassing yourself. It's one thing to get into an argument with somebody and be like, who are you talking to? But the way he went forward and tried to intimidate him, I don't know how Luca didn't fuck him right in the pool or punch him right in the stupid fucking face. So Luca's obviously thinking, who the fuck's this dick talking to? But they got his revenge. Luca was asked to kiss the person on the cheek who he thought was in there for fame, and if what happened at the Vegas night hadn't have just happened, I don't think he would have picked him. But he thought, who the fuck's this dick talking to? I'm going to sort him out. So he chose Scott and says that he thought he was with Tina just to progress his fame, and even though he's not into her anymore. Now obviously this upset Tina and I felt really bad for her, but he fucking deserved it. He says to Luca, oh, are you insecure or what? Luca's a 25-year-old guy who's in there, and I genuinely think he's looking for love. Meanwhile, he's a 36-year-old, he's coming up for 40, and he's still not fucking sorted out his life. He's going with a lassie who's absolutely stunning, and he's playing with emotions. Who's the fucking insecure one? At the end of last night's show, we had to vote for our favourite boy and girl, and I voted for Tina and Curtis. Strangely enough, Tina and Scott had been my favourite couple, but he's an absolute fucking dick, man. Let me know what you thought of last night's show, and I'll see you again tonight. Bye!